Dude, my eyes have been hurting recently, and I don't know what the hell the problem is. And my eyesight's been kind of getting bad. Like, I feel like since I last got my prescription, my update on my glasses, it's been like 2 years, and it's starting to get more and more blurry, and I don't know it's because I'm doing too much computer, everything up close, whatever, right? So, I went to the optometrist, the eye doctors, and I asked, you know, if they can do a checkup on me and stuff. So we went ahead and did it, and the results are pretty interesting, honestly. And I gotta tell you how it went down. All right, so I drove over there. Luckily, this is a new optometry place. It was only like 12 minutes away, so I drove over there. I mean, I can drive, I can see, but if anything's more than like, I want to say 100 feet or something, I can barely read that. So I went over, I drove, and this place is like in the middle of like a busy ass street. So I parked it in their parking lot, and there's only 2 spots for visitors. Luckily no one was there. It was an afternoon. So I walked in, and it's one of those buildings where there's like a ton of different little areas in there, like little like there's a, not a food store, it was like an insurance place over here, it was a fortune teller up here, you know, that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, this is a little, it could be a little sketchy. And the optometrist was the first one there. So I walked in, I had my Zelda bag. I was wearing this stuff actually, it was because it was yesterday. I was walking in with my awesome Streamlabs jacket and my scarf, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here for the this appointment at this time. And they're all like, can I get your name? I'm like, oh yeah, it's blah 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 blah. And they're like, all right, we need you to fill this out, all your medical forms. And I was like, okay. So I sat there for a second, I filled it up. They asked some weird questions, not weird questions, but stuff I would never answer. Like, hey, you know, lenses. Do you ever want to use contact lenses? And do you have any medical problems in your family? And I just, you know, did all that crap. And then I just, I gave it back. And she's like, okay, before you see the doctor, you're gonna be doing some prep tests. Now, this is a new type of like thing where I'm going to be doing. I've never done this before, because when I signed up for this particular office, they had what they call like advanced examinations, because I wanted to know what happened. Because last time I went to go get my eyes checked, it was at a Costco, and you know, not to hate on whoever goes to Costco for all their, you know, eye needs. But they did some eye checks on me, and then they said nothing was wrong. And I was like, okay, fine, nothing's wrong. But then 2 years later, a year and a half, my eyesight's getting more worse. So, you know, I was like, yeah, can we do another eye check? I want a second opinion. So we went ahead and started, and there was like a bunch of machines that I had to check into. They brought me to the back. I had my Zelda bag with me. I'm like, can I put my bag down? There's nowhere to put it. So I just put it behind their desk, right? So there's a chair and there's a bunch of machines. There's a lot of them. Which machines first? There was one where you sit down, you put your chin down, and then you look through a bunch of like this machine, 2 eye sockets, and then it focuses your eyes. I don't know how, but there's a fuzzy picture of a barn really far away. All you do is stare, and then it starts to get unfuzzy, keeps going fuzzy, unfuzzy, focusing, and then that's it. Which is a weird one. I don't know what that's supposed to do. And then I moved the chair to the second one, and she's like, okay, put your eye up and open wide. You're going to be feeling a little air blow. And I'm okay. So I put my, and she's like, take your glasses off. So I took it off. I put my chin down, and then I look forward, and then I see the thing coming up. I'm like, okay, all right. So I'm ready to hear a little like airflow. No, it was a poof, like, oh, and she's like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. And then we had to get the second one, the other eye, and I'm like, oh, motherfucker. So I was like doing this the whole time because I knew it was coming. I had like a wince. So she's like, hey, stop doing that. Stop wincing. I'm like, I know, I can't. So then they did it, puffed my eye out, and they dilate you. That was after, so pretty much that was like most of the pre-stuff. So the doctor came in. I couldn't see her. Like, I was still doing, hey, what up, dude? I was still doing like the eye stuff. And then I didn't see the doctor come in. So I was looking, and it was blurry. I'm like, what? She's like, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm like, I put my glasses on. I can't freaking see you. Hey, how's it going? I'm Dr. Blah, blah, blah. You're here for an advanced eye exam and stuff. What's up, Chavo? So they brought me into the back room, and then they sit you down in the optometry chair. And then the first thing first was take off your glasses. There's a mirror on the back. So you're looking at the wall, there's a mirror, and then back there it's like a line of like stuff that she can like raise and lower, so you can see the different lines of increasing size of text and then lowering text. So I took off my glasses, and she's like, what can you see? And I'm like, I can't see anything. I can't see none of that. It's all blurry as all hell. When was the last time you got a prescription, your eye check? About 2 years ago. I told her how sketchy the Costco was, right? Play the game. Hey, suck my ass. Thanks for hanging out. So then after that, we went ahead, and she did like, you know, the 1 to 2 thing, like 2, 3, the 2 or 3. And then we ended up going like up to 10. And I don't know how crazy that is. And she told me something a little weird about my eyes. I've been noticing, because I had an accident back in middle school, which kind of messed up my vision. I don't know if I told a story before, but during PE, everyone got lacrosse sticks. And the teacher said, hey, be careful, these are dangerous. Don't swing them around and hit people. Some stupid asshole swung it, hit me right here, right above my eye. If it was like maybe a couple inches below, I could have lost an eye. So it bled like crazy. I had to go to the emergency room at the hospital. I got stitched up. And then I think my vision started to, you know, be a little off here on my left eye. And it's always been that way. But from what the doctor told me, my right eye was diminishing in quality more than my left eye. So my left eye is better than my right eye, because we did some more tests going back and forth. Which one was better? Which one was not? And then I was like, well, that's a little weird. I told her about that, and she's like, I'm not sure. This is the first time you're here. I'm going to be visiting this optometrist from now on, right? Because they have my records. So I was like, okay, that's weird. Yeah, could we? So let's go ahead and start doing some of the eye tests. So she dropped the those dilation drops in my eye, and to kill time, we went into the main area. There you can pick out glasses and stuff. So she's like, oh yeah, these are women's, these are men's, come check it out. While I was looking at them, some freaking guy came in. He was loud, like, this place is quiet, I was the only one there. Some guy came in. He's all like, what do y'all mean I can't have an appointment? I had an appointment at 2 p.m. It was like 1:30, and I was like, it's not even your time. And they're all like, sorry sir, you don't have your insurance, sir. He's like, no man, I live right here, blah 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 blah. I live like 2 blocks away. You telling me I don't have an appointment? So then they went through all this like crazy freaking stuff. They went through like a big argument. I was just sitting there in the corner like, these glasses are cool. So I was just taking them on, putting them on. I was just watching. The guy looked ghetto. I feel like he was gonna stab somebody. It was nuts. Dude, he had like he was like all blue. He was like an older guy too, though. He was an older guy, but I was like, dude, this guy's like off the hinge. So I can tell the people were just like dealing with them. They're like, oh, okay, all right, this is fine. So then they called his like insurance, and they're like, okay, yeah, he's here. Is he good to go? And then they're like, yeah, okay. So he's like, okay, come back later. Not today, it's all filled up. But they're like, come back here May 5th or something weird like that. And then he walked out. I was like, geez, okay, he's gone. And then he comes back in. He storms back in. He's like, hey, can you guys write on a little piece of paper the day that I'm going to come back? I'm like, dude, you can't do it yourself, or you don't have a phone. And then the chick at the reception was like, hey, Stacy, or whatever the chick's name was. Can you write down the piece of paper for this guy? Can you take care of him? And she's like, okay. So he walked over there, and I was like, so freaking weird. I'm like, oh, damn, he's coming back for more. So then he left, and I'm still picking out my glasses. That guy was loud as balls. So I was picking out glasses. I found one that is a little bit more similar to this. I like the black frames. It's more rectangular. I ended up paying for something called high index lenses. So it's super thin, and we have anti-glare. I have anti-glare in this. Like, it gives me headaches. So after we chose that, we went back into the office. It was all dilated. And then she looked at my eyes by grabbing like a light and like looking through all my eyes. And then, everything was fine. But then we went to another machine where I had to put my chin on, look at it, and then it would flash a big light, like, and then my other eye, another big light. And then she showed me a screen. She turned the screen around. She's like, these are your eyes. You never seen your eyes before? And I'm like, ha ha ha, funny. And so she showed me, and then she said something a little weird that concerned me. these are your eyes. Everything looks okay except on both of your eyes. You have some sort of discoloration, like somewhere on the eyes. Some discoloration. And I'm like, what does that mean? Hope it's nothing too bad. She's like, oh, did you ever, when you were a kid, stare into the sun for fun? And I was just all like, I don't know how to answer that, because I might have. I feel like I did. And then I simply just said, if I did, I don't remember. And she's like, well, you know, it's not too bad. Discoloration, like I look at the picture and it was like more dark on both my eyes. Weird, right? Yeah. And then she's all like, well, you see your first time here. We don't know if you had it before. So come back again in a year and we'll check if it's got worse. Don't look at the sun anymore. I'm like, I don't stare at the sun, lady. So I don't know if it's hereditary or my vision is just going bad, because like I was concerned that my eyesight's just getting worse and worse and worse, and I don't know if it's because I'm too much on the computer, like 5 hours plus on the computer no matter what. Way more than that probably. And it's always up close. I don't usually look far away. So it's getting a little worse and worse, so I had to set up that meeting. And then now I'm going to get my new prescriptions in 2 weeks. It ended up costing like $300 even with my insurance, because I ended up getting like high premium shit, because like I'm going to be using it. It's like my eyes, it's important. So then after that, she's all like, okay, you're good to go. And I'm like, oh, my eyes are dilated. Am I good to drive, right? And then she's all like, yeah, most people are very good to drive. If you're really sensitive, though, we have these, you know, it's going to go away in 3 to 5 hours. And I'm like, okay, if it's too much for me, I'll just take a nap in the car. And she's like, I guess she wanted me out of there because, like, the parking lot doesn't have a lot of space. So she's all like, oh, no, you don't need to. Don't need a nap. Just, you can drive. I'm like, you're really telling me to just go? So she gave me these, these makeshift shades. They're like, it's just like a frame that you put behind your glasses. So you put them on, and then I was like, okay, you're good to go. So I walked out, I drove, I like put it up to see what was going on. I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty bright. So I put it back down, but then after like 10 minutes, it's good to go. Moral of the story is, you don't know, and people always say, don't stare at the sun, don't stare at the sun. The best advice that I can give you, don't stare at the sun. You don't know if it's gonna F with your eyes. That's all. So that happened yesterday. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. That was the point I was getting at. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. Because I got home, and it was an hour or two before the stream. I was like, okay, I'm going to sit here for an hour. I'm going to chillax. So I turned the screen on, and then I went to the YouTube homepage. That shit was bright. So I was like, oh no, I didn't want to be like this, like playing the whole time. So I went living room. I took a nap, and I ended up just streaming. Not streaming. I'm just recording some other stuff and playing Monster Hunter all day. More of the story, don't look at the sun. I'll update you if something goes bad. Dude, I'll let you know when my new glasses come in. They should be sick. Paid a lot for them. It should be awesome. Oh, yeah. Hey, did that asshole leave? The one who's like, play the game. Thanks, shithead, for backseating. Thanks for being here, though. If you're still here, you're awesome. All right. Let's freaking keep going. I needed a break from this fucking game, dude. This game fucking blows. All right, let's keep going. This game's interesting. Okay. Do you remember what we were doing? Fortune teller said there was something wrong with this character. Like, hey, you have a dark evil being inside of you, and the evil is now manifesting itself into the town.